All right, TNA.
Oh boy, I'm Peck,
I'm Chris.
and we're here to talk about hardcore justice,
Well, uh,
which to me just sounds like a bunch of lawyers just boning each other on film. But
well, yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any justice for anybody in this. Just looking at the card, it's just another Impact show. Want to start with the cruiserweight match, X Division?
yeah, we should because that'll actually.
Yeah.
I think the opener is going to be that crappy tag match.
Yeah. Want to start with that one then?
Yeah, we might as well.
Chavo Guerrero came back. Why?
I honestly can. I'm not the least bit excited about them signing Chavo Guerrero. I mean, you could have used that money on Wendy's sandwiches. I hate Chavo Guerrero. He serves no purpose.
No.
He couldn't get over as a face. You couldn't even have more people cheer for him against Shelton Benjamin to win the frickin' Intercontinental title back in 2000, whatever that was. He was horrible as a heel. He couldn't get over because he couldn't wrestle. I mean, he can wrestle, but he's useless. He just you don't want him on your screen.
You're not going to get anywhere.
His most likable gimmick was Kerwin White.
Exactly, and here's the thing with Chavo, it's like the Tommy Dreamer situation. What are you going to do with him?
He's just
a
name. That's it. He's just an ethnic stereotype, and they're playing to the Guerrero name, and that is all that he is.
And they're bringing him in with that whole Ring King group. You know, they're all going to start coming in.
Well, that's good, but I mean, at least they're just putting him in an innocuous little tag team for now, and we don't really have to worry about him. However, he's teaming up with Hernandez. Their opponents, I'm much more excited about as a tag team. We didn't know what they were doing with Gunner or Kid Cash for the longest time. Well, they finally answered the question by teaming them both up. And, you got two similar guys. You got Gunner, who really kind of fell by the wayside. He was kind of getting a little bit of a push. And, they really didn't know what to do with him. And you put him with a really good veteran like Kid Cash, who, if he falls out of line, will beat the hell out of him. And you have two really similar guys that, on paper, people should think to put together, but they never did. And now that they actually have them, I think they're a really viable tag team moving forward. And I'd like to see them possibly turn face and take on Daniels and Kaz, but we know that's not going to happen because Hernandez and Chavo are the faces right now.
So it's kind of like Joe and Magnus. They put them together, and it just worked.
It did, but they split them up too fast.
They did, like usual. Break something up that goes.
Yeah, and you put them both in the Bound for Glory series. Clearly, Joe is going to be the only one picking up points. This is your real chance to push Brutus Magnus, and you don't even have him starting a singles feud with anyone that matters.
No, and this whole thing's a disaster. We'll get into that, but X title match.
Yeah, we got Kenny King against Zema Ion, who shouldn't even have the belt. He's terrible. I mean, really, the only thing that he gets over on is the fact that he hurt Jesse Sorensen and they want to set up a match.
Yeah, I don't.
With someone that may never wrestle again.
Yeah, I don't really.
Best of luck to Jesse Sorensen. We wish him well. He has a lot more talent than Zema Ion.
I hope Kenny King wins.
I hate Zema Ion. I've had to watch this bastard with his little gay tramp stamp in IWC, and he was awful there. He was awful here. And he's just... They made him Filipino and he carries around hairspray. Why? He's not even Filipino.
Yeah. I think Kenny King you're going to get longevity out of, though.
I think Kenny King could be one of the biggest free agent steals of all time. I think
it's a nice move.
I think he could really help TNA.
Yeah, I mean, I see him.
Remember, we said when Austin Aries, left the X Division, okay, great. Who are they going to have fight each other now? Because there isn't anybody, good there. But now, you have him. You could drop RVD into the X Division, have those two feud. You could do a lot of things.
Yeah, you're going to get longevity out of Kenny King, and I was very impressed with his debut match on Impact. I thought
the cool thing
he's
is
worth
he
it.
got to keep his name.
Yeah,
because it is his name.
He's not like Joe Simpson showing up.
Yeah, they didn't bring him in as Consequences Creed.
Ugh, I was so sick of him. I'm so glad he's gone.
And look, terrible.
Does anybody miss him? No.
Not even fans of Rocky miss Consequences Creed.
That's a topic I like to discuss too. People that TNA wasted time on.
And money.
Yeah. Tons of people.
Especially money.
Yeah, tons of people. I mean, that whole, from 2005 to 2009 was that era of garbage.
Where people that got a push, and then, you remember P.D. Williams?
Yeah.
That just didn't happen.
I mean, I remember 2008, they were just scraping the barrel of people. There was nobody on that roster. Well, anyway, back to the Knockouts title match. Madison Rayne against Miss Tessmacher, which I'm impressed with. Tessmacher's a decent wrestler.
She got a lot better. She was really green, even as early as last year, and she really picked it up. As far as Madison Rayne, they're just recycling old people.
Yeah, don't care.
They don't have anything new. apparently unable to re-sign their most popular one, Velvet Sky. Hopefully she comes back.
I think they should bring Taylor Wilde back or Roxy. I like them. I thought they both could go.
I like Daphne.
Daphne, she got hurt, yeah.
Yeah, she did, and apparently TNA didn't really help her out much.
Yeah, there's some kind of ongoing battle there.
Litigation, yeah, but I don't really need to see Angelina. I need to see how much love. She can go. Thank God they got rid of. Remember Rosie Waddle?
Yeah, I think she retired. I think she's actually the one that injured.
Yeah, Daphne. She is, I think. Yeah.
You know, I don't know where they found this lady.
Oh, that was a 500-pound nightmare. Anyway,
yeah, she ruined a good career too.
Yeah, Madison Rayne. Who cares? You know, I mean, Tessmacher. I really.
Yeah, I mean, women's wrestling kind of comes and goes.
I don't even really bother plotting out where they're going to be even a week from now because I just don't care. I mean, I'll be honest with you. They're not. I don't care what goes on. You can make anybody champion. You can introduce any storyline. It's not going to move the needle for fans at all.
What do you think, too, like Tara? Like, she's another one that kind of got wasted this decade. You know, she's a real women's wrestler, and she's no one to really wrestle. You know?
Not necessarily. I mean, I've seen her. I never really saw her have a bad match, except when she was in WWE with, like, Kelly.
Yeah, she never had anybody to go up against.
But in TNA, I mean, they always at least used her. I mean...
They were the best they could, I think.
They're wasting time on stupid stuff like the Knockouts title, like the tag title. Why?
Yeah, there's no need for it. There's just not enough talent there.
You know, you didn't pull the trigger on Eric Young. He's actually a lot better as a show of a fishing show now. I think the fishing show. I actually kind of liked when I saw the trailers for that. I'm like, well, at least you have some exposure. I think you're better at this than you are as a wrestler.
Yeah, I think it's time to go.
Yeah, and what's her name? The redneck big woman. I don't care.
ODB or whatever. Well, I mean, Tessmacher, I heard her on Impact, I think last week, or it might have been this week. I was pretty impressed. She was putting the talent over on the mic, really just helping everybody in the ring sound and look good. So, I mean...
Yeah, she's I mean, I remember all the way from Extreme Expose when she was just a dancer. And then when she was like a secretary, she's great.
You know, Mickie James kind of got the shaft. It seems like they were high on her, and then
I don't care.
I don't really see her lasting too much longer. I mean, exactly. You know,
she was their most popular knockout. She's been champion how many times? Give somebody else a chance.
Exactly.
I mean, I like Taylor Wilde. Bring back some of the older, you know.
Yeah, I liked her. I mean, they kind of banished her because I guess she didn't have enough mic skills or whatever. I don't know.
I like Taylor Hendricks that they have now. There's this sexy little redhead they have.
She might be their diamond in the rough type of thing.
Oh, I'd give it to her rough.
Well, anyway, I bet you would. Yeah. Speaking of rough, this is just rough to watch. This whole Bound for Glory series, I'm really sick of it.
By the way, another thing before we get into that.
Yeah.
This whole Joey Ryan thing.
Oh, yeah.
Why in the hell didn't anything happen at Destination X? All because Taz wasn't there.
Yeah.
We haven't even seen Joey Ryan. Have they forgotten about him? Are they not giving him a contract now?
I saw something online where he had a whole new thing out. It's this whole letter to TNA, and it's like a page and a half.
In the ring.
I know.
Now for the BFG series, which is just them ruining Brutus Magnus.
Yeah, they're really
up a perfectly
not helping
good thing between Joe and
Yeah, it's like watching LAX and all those teams that were hot, and then they just put the squash on.
Yeah.
You had something. You didn't write it out.
And it's like, okay, why is Robbie E even in this
if
if he still has 5 points? Devon would have been more credible than him. Devon hasn't even been on TV recently.
Well, here's the thing, too. You got Daniels and Kazarian in it. They're the tag team champions. They're not defending the belts. They're doing nothing with the belts. You could have had it on Joe and Magnus.
You put Robbie E in there. You didn't put Rob Terry in there, who's a much better wrestler that you're going to do more with. Robbie E needs a new gimmick. I mean, it's awful. It's time.
Well, I mean...
No, it's not.
I enjoyed
it's not current.
I know, but
season 6 of Jersey Shore, it's not current anymore.
But it was good for it to help him get started.
Yeah, when he was X Division champ, not when he was getting jobbed out in 2 seconds.
Yeah, maybe they'll do something else.
Here's the real. What are they doing with Jeff Hardy? I mean, we know he's going to finish in the top 4, and he'll be involved if we surrender.
Van Dam, Hardy, Kennedy.
No, it's not going to be Van Dam.
Well, no, I'm just saying they don't know what to do with those 3 guys.
Anderson's going to win that. Maybe Styles and Angle. You know, I mean, we know Storm's probably going to get the title shot.
The Pope ain't. That ship has sailed.
He's terrible. You know what, though? He had his chance.
Blew it both times.
He couldn't have a good match with AJ Styles.
No.
How do you not have a good match with AJ Styles?
I think I got hurt in lockdown, and then after that, I think we tried one more time, and it still didn't work. And
I never liked him. I didn't like naming him the Pope and then calling him D'Angelo De Niro. I mean...
I like when he first came, but then the match didn't live up to expectations, so that was the end of him.
Yeah, but, I mean, they're cool nicknames like The Rock, The Undertaker. Yeah. If you call someone the Pope, I just think of a little old white man. Nothing could be further from his gimmick.
TNA, you're so sacrilegious. Well,
at least they don't have Orlando Jordan anymore.
Well, here's the 3 matches that we're not really going to care about. Worth 20 points, Falls Count Anywhere, Anderson versus Van Dam versus the Pope and Magnus.
Well, we know two of them already.
Yeah. Next match, tables match, 20 points. They're all worth 20 points.
A fatal 4-way tables match. Is it going to be like one person picking somebody up and then the other 2 running and moving the table out of the way? That's all it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to like be against the whole Hardcore Justice thing. Like, oh, wait a second.
We're going to have a Hardcore Justice pay-per-view with one broken table the entire night.
It's Robbie E, Hardy, James Storm, Bully Ray. I mean,
okay, so it's either James Storm or Hardy. Probably it's not going to be James Storm because you need somebody to pick up 20 points.
So the first match, you think Anderson, Van Dam, the second, James Storm or Hardy?
Anderson wins the first one.
Anderson,
Hardy in the second one.
And then the third one, which is ladder match, Styles, Daniels, Angle, and Joe.
I'd like to see it be Daniels. I think it's going to be either Styles or Joe, though, because they already had Angle beat Styles on Impact.
Wasn't Kazarian in this, too?
In the series?
Yeah. Is he in the Bound for Glory? I thought he was in it.
Wasn't he?
I thought he was.
I thought he was, too. Wait a minute. Yeah, wasn't he?
Is there 12 or 14? I think Devon's in it, too. Maybe those two guys are missing.
There were 12.
Oh, okay. This is 12, then.
So he's not in it. Mm-mm. Wait, I swear to God he was in that Battle Royal, though.
That's what I thought, too.
Don't you remember?
Yeah.
And Devon was, too.
Yeah, I don't think they know what's going on. Yeah, they were.
Wait, yeah, they were.
There's 14. There was 14. I don't know.
They lied to me.
They did. And,
wait, yeah.
So really, we don't care about these matches. I mean, the main event is, the rematch with Bobby Roode and Austin Aries.
And the real question is, if Austin Aries wins, what are you going to do? And if Bobby Roode wins, what was the point of giving Aries the belt?
That interfered in the whole James Storm's retribution to...
Not really. It just made people, get excited for a little bit.
Well, they slowed it down completely. I think they pulled the plug on it. This is supposed to be his whole few months of getting the people behind him, gaining retribution, and getting that title at Bound for Glory. And Aries
I think they're trying to do too many things at once because they're trying to push this whole James Storm as a possible heel thing. We have this thing called Aces and Eights now.
Yeah, we have to get into this. But the world title match, who you think's going to win, Bobby Roode or Austin Aries? Does it matter? I hope Roode.
I know conventional wisdom says Roode, but I think for some reason they're not going to do Roode and Storm because they think no one wants to see it again, but we do.
Yeah.
And I think Austin Aries is going to retain. And I think he's going to feud with Jeff Hardy at Bound for Glory, and I'm not going to care.
Lockdown made me a fan of both of those guys.
Yeah, but I don't really want to see it. I mean, I'd rather see Roode and Storm. I don't...
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Roode and Storm,
yeah. I don't know.
Not Aries, I mean. Aces and Eights, yeah.
Basically, they came out and attacked Sting right after Sting got inducted into the Hall of Fame. It was
when
he came out
right in June.
Defense. So we all thought, naturally, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, here he comes.
We thought it was a big work. Now, I wouldn't mind this. The people that have participated so far have been... People speculated it was Chris Masters. We don't know about that. One of the guys is named Wes Briscoe. He was actually on the show as himself, but he's supposed to be one of the masked men. Luke Gallows, a.k.a. Festus. Domino.
Domino, yeah.
Two people in Nigeria, Super Domino. A couple other, big names.
Like D'Lo Brown is an agent, but they're not going to use him.
Yeah, they're not going to use him. It's kind of interesting. I mean, we really don't know who their leader is. They give these taped statements and their generic poker thing, and yeah, it's different. But I mean, it's kind of like they're ripping off the Nexus and. Ever since I saw Batman, it's really like they're ripping off Bane. Oh my God, it looks like Bane's army, man. They're coming. It's like they watched Gangland, and then they were like, wait, Bane is awesome. Let's combine these two. This reminds me, this is a classic TNA move, which I'm worried about, and I know is probably going to happen. Remember when they did Who Are They back in 2010? We're like, it's Jarrett, Bischoff, and Hogan. We know it. But is it going to be Jarrett? Is it going to be the easy way out like TNA always does? Or are they going to think out of the box and get a whole new person to lead it? I don't think they're going to bring anybody new in. But I think what I saw on Impact a couple of weeks ago made my pick for who it is. Because they went to Joseph Park, a.k.a. Abyss, the lawyer character. Yeah. And he offered his services to be made general manager. And either Hulk Hogan or Sting politely declined and said, you have a lot more to worry about with Bully Ray. Now that feud is over. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see either Joseph Park as himself or Abyss come back and be the leader of Aces and Eights?
If not, would he be the financial or like
Backer.
legal representative type of thing? You could see that
He
too.
could be. That's kind of stealing from ROH, though.
It is.
Too, because they have Barrister R.D. Evans and all that crap.
Yeah. I mean, if it's.
Embassy.
I like that Prince Nana, just watching him get beat up every week.
I
It's
watch
great.
enough of ROH just to laugh. Like, but yeah,
It's good.
They're different.
I just hope it's not Jerry. It's going to be, though.
The real question is, do you think Aces and Eights is going to play a role in the title match instead of just coming after Bully Ray? Wait, Bully Ray. It has to be Abyss.
It could be, yeah. I mean,
Or
that would make
Joseph
sense.
Park. Yeah, it's got to be.
I hope they keep it going strong, though. I don't want to see this end at Bound for Glory. I want to see it end in maybe Slammiversary. Because if they got a good thing and they're going with it, don't unveil who it is. Keep the fans wanting to know who the hell it is. Have a fake unveiling and be like, oh, it's this guy, but it's not Bound for Glory. And they keep you, and then sign someone big.
What I want to know is, like, how do you do this without having a giant faction war and it looking stupid?
Well,
Like, are they going to put someone in every weight division and maybe field a tag team and try to
No.
go after the belts? Like, how are they going to do that?
just one group. You don't do that. You stay away from that. You just have one-on-one type matches. You keep it. See, this is the problem. This is like watching NWO. But see, what
Or the
WCW did,
Nexus. It's going to be like
Yeah.
the Nexus with masks.
you do what the Dangerous Alliance did. You have 5 or 6 guys. You keep it like that, and you have a leader. That's all you need. You don't need any more because the more guys you get, the more watered down it gets, and then you get, the Iron Sheik's coming out, and everybody else is starting to join, and it's terrible.
I'm confused, though. Their name is Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
There are 4 aces, there are 4 eights. So are there 8 of them, or are there...
I don't know. That's what's cool about it. You don't know.
But if you add an ace and 8, you either get 9 or 20.
That's too much math.
So do we have 8, 9, 20, or less? Like, who in the hell... Or do they each get card names? That's what I want to know. Do they each wear, like, a little, like, dice to determine whether they're an ace or an 8? Is there a distinction between the two? I don't know. I actually kind of care about what suit they are. What about the kings? What about the queens? Like, are they going to bring in a queen and have them
Oh,
fight
jeez.
like Madison Rain?
I like this stuff. Like they came on like freaking Al Qaeda on Thursday. Not that I like Al Qaeda or anything, but I like what they did. And they just came on like, you know what?
Maybe it's
We don't
Muhammad
care.
Hassan, like,
It is.
trying to resurrect his push.
Muhammad Hassan and Daivari are behind this whole thing, and God bless them. No, I don't know. I like it though. I like what they're doing. You don't know who they are.
It'd be
There's-
nice if it's James Mitchell, but there's no satanic
No.
component to it, so it can't be.
What if it's
Jeff Jarrett really wouldn't fit because they're all too militant and they're all too cool to be Jeff Jarrett. He'd come out in his like little silver outfit and a fake guitar.
If it's Batista, it'd be really good and bad because the
It'd be
push
awesome.
it'd be awesome, but then it'd be like the push is on him and the other guys are screwed. I like where they're going with this. You don't know who they are and you don't know what they're going to do next. I
Chris
love
and I
that.
both agree though that it should be somebody either A, big, or B, big and muscular.
Yeah.
So Abyss in a mask or like a militant type person, like Batista in like camo pants and like combat boots, or like Monty Brown. That'd be good.
Oh my God, would that be amazing? Or both.
Remember me, assholes?
Yeah. Where was my push back in '06?
I made the mistake of going to WWE.
Well, who was the biggest threat to TNA besides, Jeff Jarrett, really? I mean, Kurt Angle, but you don't,
The fans walking out.
Yeah, fans leaving.
I don't know. Judas Macias?
I think it'd be great if it was Paul Heyman.
It won't be.
It won't be either. I know, he's in
I don't-
WWE. What about Vince Russo? That'd be funny.
Oh, dear God. If it's Vince Russo, do you realize we would be stuck
I would love it.
everything that we hate in wrestling? Vince Russo, Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, Garrett Bischoff. I think if it's Garrett Bischoff, I'm leaving.
What was
He won't even get me to stay.
What was Ring of Honor people? That'd be cool.
No.
But
They'd be like, who the hell are you?
well, it'd be something different.
I don't
But-
see any Ring of Honor people that would even fit into this. They're all so green and underdeveloped and under gimmick that it's just what.
Well, I mean, a lot of them can go, but the problem is like,
I mean, Kevin Steen would work, but he doesn't
Yeah.
fit the mold. He's more like with James Mitchell. He's his own entity.
an invasion type angle is just going to ruin it. You got to do something different. You got to just, I don't know. I love where this is going though. I haven't seen this type of interest in years for just looking at a group that's just like. They're freaking like in camo. They can buy at Walmart in a mask, and look how easy that is
Yeah,
to entertain.
here's the worst part.
It's Bobby Lashley. We all know it.
No. Ooh, that's even worse than what I was about to say. What I was going to say was the fact that we got 2 more pay-per-views before anything important even happens.
And this is the problem too. And I preach to you this like the choir. TNA only needs to have 7 or 8 pay-per-views tops.
There is no reason to have Hardcore Justice, then We Surrender immediately the month after. You could just have We Surrender and then announce your #1 contender for Bound for Glory. Or you could even just do that on Impact and keep Hardcore Justice. I don't care what you do. Or you can make it Hardcore Surrender. I don't care.
Do you think groups hurt or help wrestling?
It depends. I mean...
Yeah. This is helping, I can tell you that right now.
With a 2-hour show, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and longer shows. The only thing that I don't like is when there's like a separate like WCW faction.
Yeah.
Or if they like whenever they split up the NWO, there's just too many people.
I think Jeff Jarrett will ruin the storyline though if it's him because it's just so cheesy and cheap, and it goes right back to the easy way out. Don't take the easy way out. Think out of the box.
I think he's been away from it for so long that it would be kind of fresh, but at the same time it wouldn't. I think we're more intrigued by outside possibilities. I'd like to see what they do with Abyss because he hasn't shown up. But the thing is, it doesn't really fit. I like my pick, but they really haven't done anything with like the whole psychological aspect of it. I don't know what's going on with that.
There's one man that I think would be astronomically useful from a wrestling standpoint to a degree, but he's going to have some guys actually wrestle for him, is Jim Hellwig, the Warrior. It's the Warrior, and you know it. He can't stand Hogan. He doesn't like Sting. He doesn't care for the Jarretts. I mean, perfect.
You used to be my tag team partner.
Wouldn't that be fun? Because he looks like an army dude. I mean, he's not that old.
No, he... Man. Oh,
it's Jim Hellwig.
Dream of dreams, but it's not.
No, it's not going to be. Because that'd be different.
I don't like the fact that they're trying to push like the whole James Storm thing. I'm like, well, clearly, if James Storm's the leader of anything, it's a Confederate War reenactment.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he's the head of in a beer drinking party. He'd be terrible as the head of Aces and Eights.
Well, you know, if that's the case, then it's going to be like Southern wrestlers like Tracy Smothers and all them, the Armstrong family. They're all going to be. No, we don't want to see that ever again.
No, I don't know. James Storm as Southern Bloody Jesus just didn't work at Lockdown for me.
I liked it, but then they just quit it. You know, it's like, and then he comes back, and who did he beat real quick?
Crimson.
Which is someone that has been on TV for a long time.
No.
What if it's him?
You want to talk? You want to? We'll group that in a list of bad possibilities. Things we don't want to see. Vince Russo, Crimson.
Iron Sheik.
Yeah. Really? Seriously?
You know, that Brian Blair angle was just out of this. That was so fake.
You know, the biggest thing is TNA is like having some trouble. Like, what if this is the way they write off Bully Ray? That's what worries me because they're having some trouble re-signing him. I hope it's just a work, and I hope he comes back because he's one of their best workers that they have.
It really improved over the past 2 years.
Oh my god, absolutely. But I mean, if they let him go, they lose him, Velvet Sky. I mean, they're essentially left with big gaping holes in the rosters, and they haven't approached anybody.
It'd be great if it was like frustrated TNA workers from the past.
Well, that's
everybody. So yeah, I mean, take your
Kip
pick.
James, Road Dogg, Sean Waltman, Judas Macias, Goldust. I mean, Black Rain, Monty Brown. We'd like to see that.
I mean, it's just endless possibility. I love it though. I love it because you don't know who it's going to be. You don't know why they're here.
Or you know what? Even Magnus. Do something with Magnus.
That'd be amazing. A British military like kind of takeover thing. You put him in like a beret with Rob Perry as like your bodyguard.
Terry, yeah, just do
that'd
something.
Be awesome.
Because I mean, he's really.
It's a British invasion, man.
It doesn't seem like there's anything for him to do. There's no point in him being in this tournament. Like he only wrestles in the live shows, or he loses real quick. I mean, they didn't even have him like pick up an upset victory. He didn't even beat like Van Dam.
What about Doug Williams as the main guy? I don't know if the mic skills are strong yet.
I don't think the body type fits. He doesn't have the charisma. He's awesome, but I don't think he would fit in as much as
it's Tom Coe.
Magnus would be.
Magnus, yeah, it'd be good. It's Tom Coe and Chris Harris. They're coming back.
Tom Coe's still in rehab. Chris Harris might be. Actually, Chris Harris would be interesting because he'd fit in the whole Bobby Roode, James Storm
he would.
thing.
They brought him back for last year.
Yeah, you did. He wrestled one match. He looked horrible, but I mean, you could work with it.
Matt Hardy. It's Matt Hardy.
I really don't know. I mean, I think it's Abyss, but
I love it because you don't know. This is like they. Who were they? We don't know. We know it's it's probably ultimately going to be Jeff Jarrett and the guys from.
But again, the problem with this pay-per-view is we're hinging on one match and one thing.
Yeah.
Aces and Eights and the world title match. We don't
Yeah.
care about anything else.
Yeah, we really don't. Top to bottom, this
Fatal
card is
4-Way
forgettable.
Junkie. It's not going to be any more hardcore. I mean, Bully Ray always has the potential to do something insane, but none of those people are going to take a really heavy bump except Hardy.
I mean, this is definitely just a forgettable card. This is a card you don't really even need to have. You can have all this on Impact, really.
Wait a minute. I just realized that a horrible, horrible mistake they made. Why is Jeff Hardy not in the ladder match?
Yeah, he's in tables. I don't know. It goes to it goes back to what are they
Of
thinking?
all the people to put in a ladder match, you put Kurt Angle in a ladder match? I mean, Joe, yeah, that makes sense. Styles, yeah, that makes sense. Daniels, Jeff Hardy in the tables match. No, no.
What if it's like Kevin Nash and all them? Like a big NWO swerve, and it's like Steiner and all.
I don't want to see any of that garbage. I'll be honest with you.
Scott Hall.
I'm sick of Kevin Nash.
Well, I mean, this is a whole other topic in itself, but it's like wrestlers you sign who get hurt and don't do much.
Yeah.
Him. I mean, he gets hurt all the time.
To some extent, Mr. Anderson, but he's been a lot healthier in TNA than he was in WWE.
Yeah, and I like him. What if he's the leader? Ooh, a little under the.
I
radar.
honestly I gotta file that one under disappointment because
It's King Mo from Bellator. We all know. Why did they sign him? Is there any logic to that?
he wasn't even from Bellator originally. He got fired from Strikeforce and couldn't make it into the UFC. He posted a bunch of, I don't know if he said racist things or what he did allegedly, but he got himself fired from Strikeforce, which is owned by Dana White now.
Yeah.
And he wound up in Bellator, and they're just doing this crappy cross promotion. Don't get me wrong, Bellator is awesome, but don't mix MMA and pro wrestling, please.
Well, what's he gonna do? I mean, it's a total waste.
Do you remember when they signed the football player?
Yeah, I was gonna say Pac-Man Jones. That was dumb.
Was he even allowed to contractually wrestle? Didn't the NFL say they were gonna cut him if he actually participated in a real wrestling match?
I think he was the world title champion with Ron Killings at one point. I don't know what they did. That was terrible.
He was involved in something. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but
definitely forgettable. You know.
And Brandon Jacobs, you remember that? They signed him for a while and had him feud with Bully Ray. Who cared? It was like 3 months after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was like May, and it's like you're still getting by on this.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. What if it's like, it's Jesse Neal. They fooled us all. He's taking over.
I told you I wasn't going to OVW. I shaved my head and got a mask.
Yeah. See, I'm improving.
His wife is pretty hot.
Oh yeah. Well, that's very good.
Something Von Erie, aka Toxine. She was pretty cute.
Not bad. What about Well, I mean, what about David Hart Smith? I don't know why they don't bring him in.
I don't know if he'd fit. I think he's too clean cut to be with Aces and Aces.
He'd be a great Magnus partner, or feuding with Magnus. British little feud.
Again, it's like, what are we doing with Magnus? We don't know.
Yeah. Well, he has to be world champion at one point. I think
soon.
The time will come within the year.
I think we need to give him better music and put him in better feuds because he can really wrestle.
He can go.
He needs a better finisher.
I'd love to see him and Joe as a team again. You know, but that's not.
I'd love to see him and Joe feud and actually have him win.
Because good things don't last long in TNA. That's the problem.
They're booking Joe really strong though in this whole BFG series. I mean, he's like the only person James Storm hasn't beaten easily.
No, I wonder why. I mean, last time, 2 years ago, they threw him in a trunk and forgot about him for 3-4 months. That was great. We were so happy, but I mean, what are they going to do with him? It's obviously that Hogan doesn't like him. I don't know if he said it personally, but just by the booking,
well,
somebody doesn't like him.
You can't say that right now, but as of recently, yeah, because he was losing a lot of.
Yeah, like a year or so ago.
I really don't know.
I don't know if Hogan or who doesn't like him, but somebody said he's not worth it.
Well, he put his head down. He worked. He was in his tag team. He didn't just leave.
Yeah, so he's sticking it out. But, I mean, really, what are they going to do with him?
He really didn't get himself in good physical condition, though. I mean, he really, ooh, Samoa Slow right there.
That was never a strong point, and I guess he's just going by that, hey, what, I can just look the way I want to look, and that's it. And that's fine. I mean, if, you can wrestle, I guess it don't matter, but it doesn't help to, hurt to look good.
He at least has charisma, though.
Yeah.
Like, you could buy into him as world champion sometimes.
Well, and I think, too, his whole world title thing got stalled out because, different, behind the scenes and all that, I don't know if they saw him as a viable champion.
They did the whole thing where it's like everyone feuded with Joe, Christian, Jarrett, and Angle, and Sting. That's it. It was like those five were a revolving door for 3 years, and I got so sick of it. And then you inject AJ Styles in whenever Christian left. I just got so sick.
And that's the problem with these pay-per-views. It's like overexposure. There's too much of it.
I mean, it built up Bobby Roode really strong as a champion, but then you have
Oh,
him
yeah.
lose to Austin Aries at a weird time, and then if you're,
Yeah.
if you're just going to put the belt back on Bobby Roode, what was the point?
Exactly. I don't think
All
this
the
is
Aries
helping.
fans are going to be mad.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed that Rude lost.
I mean, I was kind of happy because it's like, well, okay, you know, I didn't think there was anything else for Aries to do but win, but I'm like, they're only going to have him be a transitional champion for like a month.
Well, I would get it if this was after Bound for Glory.
But
You like in November, January, or I don't know.
although we both laughed because whenever James Storm came back to beat Crimson, we wanted it to be Chris Masters, and this was like 2 or 3.
Oh,
months
yeah,
ago,
we're
and you're
praying.
like, but this is good because he's going to win the belt in October. I'm like, Chris, it's May.
I know.
It's too long to start building something up. It's like it's not like having The Rock like lay out Cena and then you could build that up for 6 months without actually ever having anything happen because everyone remembers it. TNA, you got to do it like 2 months before where no one remembers.
I know. Oh boy. Well, I think this is going to be pretty much. I mean, I think all we're going to remember out of this is who won the world title match and what did Aces and Eights do.
And Kenny King. I think we're going to remember Kenny King winning the belt or bitching about it if he doesn't.
That could be true too, and I hope he does win. But who's he going to go against? I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know who's
that
there.
That division is gutted. I mean,
yeah, they really watered that down to nothing. So please sign some ex-talent, please.
Joey Ryan better not be the leader of Aces
and
Eights.
That'd be funny though if he was like their friend.
It'd be hilarious, but it wouldn't be good.
It's like you didn't think I could do it, did you? Something interesting, but yeah,
or
he doesn't
he'd be
fit.
wearing a mask with like the mustache section cut out, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, it's Joey Ryan."
It's Joey Ryan. Oh God, no. Well, I think this is a pretty successful time talk. Well, not about the pay-per-view, but
I mean, we're gonna do another one of these for after Bound for Glory.
Glory
for Justice. We'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't look too promising.
We'll see if we actually got Justice or if this was like Casey Anthony getting off.
Well, I'm Chris.
I'm Peck.
Have a good night.
Yep.